Nope, I'm 1 minute late.
Yeah,
That's all right.
I was,
So unlike me.
but it does say 2:01.
Hmm.
How are you today?
Oh, it's been kind of rainy and gray here. I don't know.
It's kind of same thing here in almost in Portland and Port St. Like Portland's a different story from the last time we talked to you. I got off this call. I'm like, oh, I'll check the fires, and everything just went crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I'm assuming you talked to somebody yesterday about it.
We had Astrid and Dana on the line, and we talked about it a little bit. Astrid told us how many thousands of acres had been burned, and yeah, that we saw some pictures of the haze. But what else are you guys hearing from folks?
There's a lot of like friends of ours. She can tell you, but the latest thing I just saw is Dana, Lake Oswego is now under what they call level 2. They should be ready to go. Meaning, if they say you need to leave, you need to leave.
That's the area that Dana lives in?
Well, yeah, the fires really, the Clackamas County that they're talking about, it's only 20 minutes from us.
Yeah.
So it's good the winds have died down. If this is someone from Portland, they'll have probably better news than I do, but it's not very far from the areas where they're telling people to evacuate. Is not very far from us.
Yeah.
We'll ask Dana if she knows. Are you on, Dana? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you know you're under level 2 now?
No.
Yeah.
No, we're still, I don't know, are you guys following the map for Clackamas County?
Yeah, I just showed Clackamas County just pushed the yellow up to Damascus and all the way through Milwaukee and into Lake Oswego. But I thought the winds had died down, so I thought that's good.
It's not windy here at all. It's like dead calm. I can't even
good.
tell you guys. I mean, it's just sickening.
I've just seen pictures.
Where is your house exactly?
We're near Powell Butte, so we're not far from Damascus at all.
Yeah.
So if it was still another windy
checked
day,
in with your neighbors?
We've got someone at our house, so
someone's living there. Yeah.
he's got to ride my motorcycle and take my cat with him.
Your motorcycle? It's I just said that
I saw that they pushed the.
Go ahead.
I think she's frozen.
Yeah.
You froze for a second, Dana.
Oh, sorry.
You saw that they pushed the.
Yeah, they've pushed. I mean, we're at the very far edge. Like if you look at the evacuation map, at the far edge in the northwest corner-ish, sort of. I mean, we're. I'm glad it's not windy. There's nothing we can do. I mean, we were raking the lawn yesterday. Everything's just so dry. It doesn't matter how much you watered all summer. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're photographing our house, trying to figure out what stuff that we'll take if we have to hightail it to Portland. I don't even know. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry you guys aren't here. I can't imagine how difficult that must be for you.
Well, it's a kind of a catch-22. I mean, we're not suffering the smoke and the dramas, so we're not going through that. I mean, we do have someone living in the house, and so if worst come, I mean, I'm hoping now that it's not windy. It's not going to get to where you're at or where we're at. But
yeah, I mean, that's what we're all hoping for. I guess one of the big problems is that so much firefighting equipment went to California that you got to recall all that shit. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And then,
So I didn't read it. I mean, I didn't. Did you see that done too as well?
I'd heard that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happened a couple years ago with the gorge fire too. We had a lot of people that were in California already.
yeah. Yeah, it's just really sad. When I'm glad that I went camping.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm
gosh.
guessing that campground's
It's gone.
now. Yeah.
I talked to my friend Julie, who I was camping with, and we were kind of cataloging all the places that we've camped over like the last 10 or 12 years, and they're all gone.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
I can't imagine what's left out there that with the San Diego.
I've seen it's only a couple miles from Estacada or 3 miles from Estacada.
It's so massive. I mean, if you've ever made that drive from Brightonbush
Yeah.
up past Bagby and
Yeah.
following the Kawash and the Clackamas River, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
spectacular, and all of that is on fire. That's a huge amount of land. It's huge.
Yeah, we think Opal Creek is burning too.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Brightonbush itself, the actual
Location.
facility, is gone too. Just don't know how. I mean, Idana and Detroit have been hit really badly.
Yeah.
So.
I was just telling Dana, Astrid, that I saw that they pushed the level 2 to like Damascus and Clackamas County all the way over to where she's at. But so it's good that it's not windy now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. 2
Yeah.
days ago, and I called and I'm like, oh, there's some fires. I thought we were talking about the White River fire, and then all of a sudden, it's like blowing up.
Yeah. No.
Were those
Yeah, and
started
the thing
from
is
the White-
that the White River fire is on the other side of 26, and it's this fire that started, like the Riverside fire and the Beachy Creek fire have just become one. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no way you can stop that.
No.
There's just no way. So it's,
Not unless there's
yay, it's 105,425.
yeah.
Is-
And there's no rain in the forecast that I'm seeing either, is there?
Not
No,
anytime soon.
Oh.
no,
Oh,
that's,
wow.
yeah, I mean, honestly, we would have to just rain like cats and dogs. Otherwise it'd just be steam,
Yeah.
you know?
And I wonder if they can get ahead of it, right, and put fire lines to at least, stop it from coming into housing areas. But how do you stop that if you have winds or?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like you said, fortunately, there's no wind right now. I mean, it's just, it's strange how calm it is right now.
Yeah, it's
Very
eerie.
eerie.
Like yeah.
What is
The
it like
whole-
up there for you guys, Astrid? How bad is it?
Well, we're sitting under yellow sky. It's great for my complexion online, but it's nice indirect filtered light, and we can smell
Mhm.
smoke in the house. Like we're
Yeah.
now, you can't keep it up. You're feeling
Even with
it
all the
out
windows
there.
closed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's wild.
So
Yeah, it's
Dog-
very, very smoky down here because, like I said, we kind of sit in that Tualatin Valley Bowl, and it's,
Just sits in there, especially no
And
wind
it's
then.
also, it was weird. I driving home from downtown yesterday late afternoon. You could see it's almost like an inversion layer. There was almost like a lid of smoke on the city, and then you could see
Oh, wow.
like Mount Hood was sort of cut off, and then you
Yep.
could see above a cloud layer there was blue sky. It's
Yeah.
really, it almost feels
Crazy.
oppressive, like an inversion layer. When you're in
That's
Salt Lake
kind of-
City.
yeah, that's what I saw in the videos.
Yeah,
Just talking about,
it's crazy conditions are like.
And Dawn and Chris, where is your house?
So we're in the southeast side of Portland.
So we're north of the line of we're probably 30 minutes from Estacada at most.
And are you on the east side of the river?
Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of just above all, if you were to look at the fire map, it's sitting right above that,
Okay.
to the north of that. But I'm not super, there's nothing, if it happens, then, there's nothing that we can do. I'm just more concerned that, that people get out and our
Right.
friends there, that sort of thing. I have a friend that's in Malala, and I just finally spoke with her today, and they had 7 horses, like 2 dogs and 2 cats, but they got out, and she just said it was just ridiculous trying to see with no power and smoky, and trying to get things together at night and trying to get 7 horses. And
Even outside, she couldn't see very well.
No.
With the smoke.
she was saying she sent me a message and she said it's 7:30, but it feels like it's midnight outside. It's so
Yeah.
dark.
yeah.
So it's that
And
sort of
if
stuff
you-
that is unsettling to me, is that
It's very cool here too. It's it's supposed to be a lot hotter than it is, but it's literally blocking out the sun's warmth. It's really strange.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it tells me that it's supposed to be 81 degrees here and it's not.
Yeah, and I saw the forecast yesterday when I was looking, it was supposed to be in the 90s, but of course with that inversion cloud that Astrid mentioned, it's going to keep everything colder.
Yeah.
Although that was not my experience yesterday. When I drove into town, it was really hot. It was warm.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it felt warm.
Let's see
And
what
my
happens.
car thought it was 88 or so degrees out there. Yeah, I think
Super dry.
it's
Super dry though. I heard somebody was I
super
heard,
dry. Oh, it's
like
absurd.
like it. Yeah, it's usually the humidity there is always, I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
25% or.
Yeah, it's really concerning. I mean, so I guess I don't know if you talked about this. So Oregon City and Canby are now under on level 2.
Yes,
Yeah.
right in Damascus and and Dana's on the edge of it. I mean, they've pushed that way. If it
Yeah,
was
we're still level 3.
not 3.
1.
Yeah, I mean, and as far as I can tell, they haven't,
Threes, you
it's
got
still
it.
on the other side of the Willamette River as far as the evacuation, like level 2 is. We
Get
just
ready.
live in so much greenery. I mean, literally, like we live in a freaking forest surrounded by Doug fir trees. I mean, our whole neighborhood is Doug fir trees. They're just like giant Roman candles waiting to
Yeah.
go off.
And that's kind of where our house sits on the edge of Portland, where you're in massive amounts of forest out there, and you know, you have
Right.
the
But
same thing.
it's
around our
so
house.
pretty out there. I just love that area so much. You know?
Well, stay safe and stay in tune so you can, you know, do what you need to
It's
do for
even,
sure.
they're even
Right.
reporting on us here the huge variation in temperatures that you're getting as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be like this.
It is not.
And the fact you really can't even go outside, even, I mean, in the sense of like breathing. I imagine even breathing in your house, that is some sort of
It's not
Not-
pleasant.
not pleasant.
So that's
Yeah,
the one
kinda-
positive thing about
like-
COVID is that everybody has these already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Right.
you need ones. I mean, for asthmatics, you need a
Yeah.
better filter, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You're right. Well, hang in there, Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're keeping an eye on you for multiple reasons, not only
but
for
it
our
really,
friends, but
the end in sight,
it's
Is-
until it rains,
Rain.
it's gonna
it
keep
needs to be
burning.
rain, right?
Yeah,
That's the
And no wind.
which is gonna be hard to, at least not a east wind. It'll probably be west wind next, I imagine. So as long as it's not a southwest wind or south wind.
yeah. Some winds. are
Yeah,
not
that would be
good.
I was
terrible.
just looking at the map. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
looking
Oh,
at
yeah,
the
the
map
fire.
right now. Yikes.
Yeah, you can look at, Clackamas County has their evacuation map on it.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
it's,
In Multnomah County, I just checked, doesn't have anything up yet, even though we're basically right on the edge of there. Not too far from the yellow, maybe 5-10 minutes from the yellow
Ugh.
between the counties. It's crazy. It's not something you would ever really think to have. I mean, you know, it's all there, but you just never really think you can have that crazy east wind for 2 days in a row.
Oh yeah, the combination of factors is just awful, right? I mean,
Do they even know how those started up there? Are they like embers coming from the White River and just dropped down and started those two? Or
the Riverside Fire, which is the one that, just exploded, was caused by humans. I bet somebody was camping on the river and like idiots. I mean, it's like a wind tunnel when you camp down in those valleys. And yeah,
Didn't
that
put their
just
fire
pisses
out.
me off. Like, why do people think that the rules don't apply to them? There's a reason.
Yeah.
you know?
yeah. You know what's remarkable to me? I mean, we were out way the heck in northeastern Oregon just the other weekend, and we were surprised that we were still allowed to have fires. Like there was not a fire ban in effect yet, and it was. I mean, it was. You know, they had notes up saying this is on BLM land. You know, make sure your fire is all the way out, right? Like pour water on it, kind of out.
yes,
Yeah,
and-
yep,
Yeah.
drowned it.
Yeah, and now like 10 days later, right? Everything's up and
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
there's-
know that like my friend Julie that I was just talking to, she said the power's still out in the 26 corridor up like Welch's and Rhododendron. And I asked her if she was going to go back up and check on her cabin, and she said no, at this point there's no point in going out there and then getting stuck in traffic that's coming back. So I mean, yeah, between Sandy and Timberline Lodge, there's no power, which
But
is
there's-
smart.
The fire is not close to that, is it? Or is it just,
Well, they're in level 1 up there, right? They're in level 1.
Yeah, they're still in level
Yeah.
1. They're still green. It's just, yeah, there's a level 2. There must be a little fire somewhere near Sandy because they level 2'd them like a little stretch there.
Mhm.
You just have to wait and see. I'm sure that they've got to be preparing.
yeah,
I mean, it's gonna come through the Salmon River Wilderness, and
Yeah.
that's Welch's. Poof.
The odd story that for me with the friend I just was telling you about, I visited her before we left on our road trip, and she said to me, I was just telling, she's like, I would tell him, Bud, we have to have a fire evacuation route. We have 7 horses, like we have to have a plan. So they literally just said this like 2 weeks ago,
Wow.
and now it happened. So
Yeah.
and they're backed up to BLM
BLM
land
as
and
well.
National Forest. I mean, it's, you look out there, they have like a horse pasture and it's just all woods.
Mhm.
Yeah, there were tons of calls from people that I'm friends with on social media that were like, if you've got a place where we can put our horses, let us know.
Yeah.
I guess the Hunt
Yeah.
Club just opened its doors to, they've set up pens in the field. So, yeah, do you know where your friend took their horses? Did they go to Clackamas
So
County
the last
Fairgrounds,
I-
or-
no, they had another, his daughter has a farm that wasn't on a 3 level or whatever the evacuation. So they took them there first, hoping that they would stay out of the fire zone. And I've been waiting for a couple hours to figure out where they're at now, but they're not even 15 minutes from them. So I'm not sure how they aren't in the same zone, but that's where they're at. Because really, if you have all those animals in one place, you also have the problem of food and water. I mean, you
Yeah.
can get them to safe grounds, but then you have this other,
The water, especially the water, if you don't have no power. So,
Yeah.
because they were without power for a couple of days, she said, yeah.
yeah, it'll be, there'll be more stories, I'm sure, in the next couple of days, for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of horses too. I mean, if you don't have one big trailer, that's.
No, I think they have I think they've got a big one to carry them all, is my understanding.
Wow.
So, but even at that, you have 7 horses to feed and say they're gonna be out for the next week, like, where are you, that whole, that, it just opens another can of worms, which is less of a problem, but still a problem, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons the Hunt Club opened their doors. I mean, they've got access to water and they've got a shit ton of hay.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah,
What a nightmare.
yeah, for sure.
Not gonna get better in the foreseeable.
No. Well, on that note,
Okay, so I've
Happy
just
note.
been frantically looking for a prayer on rain, and I found one, so we can do that for our minute.
Oh, good job.
Thank you.